You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
Great expectations were high when Fabio Quartararo, the flagship rider of the Monster Energy Yamaha team, started the race from a promising position at the Le Mans MotoGP. In front of the home crowd, Quartararo appeared full of enthusiasm, showing high confidence since the starting lights went out. However, the race, which was colored by high tension and various dramatic incidents, turned out to be a disappointing day for the 2021 world champion. After fighting hard to maintain his position on the front row, disaster struck when he crashed in the middle of the race. The incident saw Quartararo fail to finish, leaving him and the fans who packed the Bugatti circuit deeply disappointed. Le Mans, which was supposed to be a stage for revival, ended up as a nightmare. This race was one of the most thrilling of the season, full of overtaking, crashes, and uncertainty until the finish line. Unfortunately, Quartararo had to be one of the victims of the violent duels on the track. And here's the full story. The Bugatti circuit, Le Mans, always has a story to tell. But who would have thought that this year, the story written for Fabio Quartararo would be a bittersweet one, full of hope, filled with passion, and ending in tragedy on the racetrack. Under the gray skies of France, Fabio Quartararo started the weekend with a solid performance. With the full support of his supporters, the Monster Energy Yamaha rider was sharp from the free practice session. In qualifying, he showed impressive pace and managed to snatch a front-row starting spot, an achievement that fueled hopes that perhaps this would be the stage for his resurgence. And when the starting lights went out, Quartararo immediately delivered a determined performance. He battled it out with the top riders, trying to maintain his position amidst pressure from the technically superior bikes. The race was fierce, with plenty of overtaking moments and incidents that had the crowd holding their breath. However, fate would have it differently. In the midst of trying to maintain his rhythm and avoid attacks from behind, Quartararo's Yamaha M1 appeared to lose traction in one of the fast corners. In an instant, he lost control, slipped, and fell to the gravel. His attempts to get back up were fruitless. Quartararo was out of the race, only able to watch the rest of the race from the side of the track with a blank stare. Not just disappointed, Quartararo looked devastated. In front of his own fans, he was unable to finish the race. This moment was a reminder of the immense pressure that home riders are under, when high expectations can turn into a mental burden that haunts every corner. The 2025 Sierra Leonean Le Mans MotoGP race was full of drama. Several top riders also had incidents, making this race one of the most chaotic in this season's calendar. But for Fabio, the crash wasn't just a loss of points, it was a loss of momentum, confidence, and hope of getting back on track. Even so, the public knows that Quartararo is a fighter. He has proven that in the past, from the hard times to finally winning the world title. Now, he must come back from rock bottom, improve his performance, and mentally prepare for the next series. After the race, Quartararo could only shrug. "Today is not mine," he said briefly. But from the look in his eyes, it was clear that he had not given up. On the other hand, the cheers of the spectators in the stands encouraged the 2021 MotoGP world champion. All eyes were on him. An aggressive start, sharp maneuvers, and a distinctive racing style made Quartararo look ready to give the best results in front of his own public. However, that hope must be dashed sooner than imagined. In a race that was filled with high tension and drama between riders from the start, Quartararo had bad luck. Midway through the race, he lost control of his bike and crashed at one of the fast corners. The crash immediately ended his fight at Le Mans, and he was forced out of the race early. A very disappointing moment, both for him, the Yamaha team, and the fans who had expected a lot from his performance. This is not the first time Quartararo has struggled this season. Consistency has been a big challenge for Yamaha, and Le Mans further emphasized how competitive and tough the competition is in MotoGP right now. Although he has shown potential since the beginning of the weekend, a small mistake or non-ideal conditions can immediately lead to disaster. The race itself was chaotic and full of dramatic action. Several riders were involved in incidents, including several championship candidates. Position changes continued to occur until the last lap, making the Le Mans Series one of the most exciting and unpredictable races of the season. For Quartararo, it was clearly a bittersweet weekend. Starting from pole position on home turf and ultimately failing to finish the race was certainly a heavy mental blow. But as he often says, the world of MotoGP is full of ups and downs, and he will try to rise in the next series. The 2025 Sierra Leonean Leones Mans MotoGP is a reminder that in the world of racing, speed alone is not enough. It takes strategy, endurance, and a bit of luck to truly master the track, something that unfortunately did not favor Fabio Quartararo this time. The Bugatti circuit, Le Mans witnessed another French public euphoria when Fabio Quartararo appeared dominant at the 2025 French Grand Prix. In front of thousands of supporters, the Monster Energy Yamaha rider scored an impressive victory, leaving his rivals, including Pramac Yamaha's Jack Miller, who had to settle for 5th place. Jack Miller, an Australian rider who has experienced the rigors of MotoGP competition for nearly a decade, did not hesitate to praise Quartararo's outstanding performance. According to Miller, the speed, consistency and calmness shown by Quartararo throughout the weekend truly reflect the class of a world champion. Fabio is fast, very fast, Miller said when interviewed at the Parc Ferme after the race. Since Friday's free practice session, he's been sending signals that he's not going to give an inch at his home race. All sectors, especially the fast corners, he mastered perfectly. Quartararo set the best time in the qualifying session and started the race from pole position. He took the lead right from the first lap and never lost control. Even in high-pressure conditions, he maintained his stability and advantage from the threat of the Ducati and KTM riders. Miller admits that Pramac Yamaha is not yet at the same level as factory teams like Monster Yamaha and Ducati Lenovo, but he considers his team's progress very positive this season. He also emphasized the importance of learning from performances like Quartararo's to develop their motorcycle package going forward. We saw how Fabio played with grip and tires. He doesn't push the bike, but is still fast every lap. That's hard to do, especially at Le Mans, which is notoriously tricky. He really understands the bike, and that's something we have to pursue, said Miller. On the other hand, Miller emphasized that the season is still long and he does not want to get hung up on just one result. With a solid and competitive 2025 MotoGP calendar, he said each series will bring different challenges and opportunities. We are realistic. This year is full of surprises, and no one can be too comfortable in any position. Just look at the grid now, the time difference between riders is very thin. We have the data from this race, and it will be very useful for the next European series. When asked if Quartararo is now a prime candidate for the 2025 World Championship, Miller replied diplomatically but honestly. If he continues to perform like this, he will definitely be very difficult to beat. But this is MotoGP, anything can happen. What is clear is that he sent a strong message today. With this victory, Quartararo now leads the 2025 MotoGP standings with a starting point difference from his closest rival. Le Mans symbolizes his rise after a challenging 2024 season. For Miller and other riders, the 2025 French GP is a reminder that speed is not enough. Strategy, consistency, and a winning mentality are key in this increasingly competitive season.
Rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. She got a bad little waist and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Come